After having installed R programming software and RStudio software or IDE and checking it to make sure it has been installed correctly. Okay, now you are ready for the next step. And if you are having problem in installing any of these things, as I mentioned before, please quickly send me an email so we can figure out everything quickly together. Okay, now we start our discussion about R programming in a more technical fashion, because so far we talked about theoretical aspects of R, about what it is about, installation, and those things. But when we want to learn a programming language, and especially R, it's good to know about these two things that you see here: system and structures. So R type, system and structure. The purpose of R is programming with data. It has some fairly sophisticated tools to represent and manipulate data. In fact, it is its core competitive advantage in comparison to the other programming languages that makes it the most popular among statisticians and data miners. You as a data analyzer, you as an informatician, it is your programming language because of sophisticated tools and models it has to represent and manipulate data. When you work with R, you are 10 times faster. You are 100 times faster. It saves you years of programming experiences because the packages are already over there, because the tools are already over there, because the data structures, sophisticated data structures, are already over there. So we are gonna continue with the main data structures that we have, and we are gonna follow them one by one. Okay, they are vectors, lists, matrices, factors, and data frames. We are gonna learn these things together. What happens when we get to the end of this session or section? You will know about the structures, you know about the way of organizing your data in R, and also you get a hint that any programming language must have its own system and structure. For example, when you are learning Java, there is another way, but it is common between all of them. All programming languages must have a way to represent vectors, must have a way to represent matrices, must have a way to represent data frames, tables, because you present your data in that way. And since we are working with data, since we are data analyzers, we must know all these things. Now you may understand efficiency of R better, because R is specifically designed to handle this sophisticated data structure. And as you can see here, the purpose of R is programming with data. Okay, we do vectors and lists in one slide. And remember, my friends, our class is online, so there are many advantages for that. at any part, you can stop the video and check the commands and replay the video and go and run the codes on the software, on the IDE in the RStudio, and check the results. So everything, the speed is under your control. Don't think that when you are following this course, just you play the video and it's playing in front of you, and after that you go, for example, do the practices in RStudio. No, do it with the class. For example, when we are here and it is talking about vectors and lists, okay, for example, in the first one, it says vectors and ordered collect. We are going to talk about this, and I'm going to run this in front of you or show you this command. Don't just watch it. Stop the video, go and run this command in your software. Remember, you are data analyzers, and our programming language is the base of everything for you, my friends. Try to learn it as much as possible. It is exactly, if I want to tell you, how much do you think Excel is necessary for an administrator in office? How much, if they know Excel more and more, they could be more and more successful and more comfortable with what they do? I'm talking about administrators. So about data analyzers, R is very valuable. So just try to get this video to an enjoyable, interesting, full of knowledge and experience, experience for you. Okay, so whatever you see over there, whatever I'm discussing over there, just please not just be a watcher. Stop it, go and do it. And if you get into any problem, trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. If they don't work, email me. Ask for office hour. And in that way, you train yourself. Okay, now we have vectors and lists. Here you see the difference between vectors and lists. And remember, some of the definitions we have are not standard definitions that you find in literature. For example, when you go to, for example, in the literature of statistics, it's very difficult to find differentiation or discrimination or difference between vectors and lists. Okay, over there we have vectors, but here, when you are working with a programming language, developers may give you options or may create some sophistication. Okay, so the things that we have in front of us, for example, list, vector, we have definitions of them in real life, but when you are using R, they are different. Okay, vector is an ordered collection of elements, all of one type. Okay, when you want to define a vector in R, I try my best to set the pace of class in a way that you can catch up easily, but I appreciate your feedback. For example, if you tell me, Milad, go faster, Milad, go slower, or any of those things. Although when you are watching a video in teaching, the speed is under your control, because if I'm teaching too fast, you can stop it, you can replay it. But and if I'm talking slow, no, you should tell me go faster. Because maybe you say that, Milad, you are repeating things many times, but I'm working based on the feedbacks I have gotten. I have had cases that after class I made 2 students, and we had about 1 hour of discussions just about vectors and lists. For some reason, they were confused. But after that, everything went well. So feel comfortable to give me feedback in that regard. Okay, so vector, it says an ordered collection of elements. About an ordered means, my friend, each of the things that you see in the vector has its own index. So if we want to check the things, let me change the color. Okay, so here it means the index is 1, index for 36 is 2, index for 2 is 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so when you ask for example, rank, for example, 3, what would be the answer? Try to have an answer for that. Rank, index of 3. So it should show you 2. We are going to check all of these things, my friend. Okay, so when you want to create a vector in R, the syntax is this way. Okay, rank is the name of the variable, is the name of the vector. What do you want to use as the name of the vector? You are using rank here. Okay, rank. And when you see this sign of, I'm talking about this sign of smaller than dash, it means that put the right hand side into the left hand side. Instead of smaller dash, you can use this sign, my friend. Okay, so when you want to create, you need this syntax. For the syntax, you put C, open parentheses, close parentheses, and you put anything you like inside it. In that way, you create your vector. So vector is a data structure, and in R, you create it this way, and we are gonna use it many times. So now you see the syntax, you see the definition, and now you are ready to apply it in RStudio. And also, my friends, I told you what it means that vectors is an ordered. It means that we have these references, collection of something, of elements of one type. If I ask you what is type of 40, what do you say? You say it is number. If I ask you what is type of 36, you say it is number. What is type of 2? Number. All of the things are numbers. You don't see character here. You don't see any word here. All of them are of the same type. So when you want to have collection of items that all belong to one type, you use vectors. Let's go and try it in RStudio. Okay, now we are in RStudio environment. And as I told you, since here I have a history of works, there are some data over here. So if you see yours here empty, that's not a problem. Okay, the first things, we need to create a new file. So as you can see, I'm showing you, and again, it is an online class, and very easily you can replay everything, so you can figure out at your pace. So file, new file, and you go for RScript. And when you do that, you get such a thing here, and you can save it anywhere you like. And just my recommendation, create a workplace at the place you are keeping the other learning materials related to social informatics. And after that, you put the code here. So here, the only things that we have discussed so far is creation of vectors. And as I told you, for creating a vector, you put C and you create some material of the same type, for example, 4, 6, 7. Okay, when you have this, you just need to assign it to a variable.